It's getting so bad that any day now I expect to hear a rape victim referred to as an unwilling sperm recipient.
Oh my God.
Really when I perpetrate, cause this 38 will be designated for all those that hate it like just man, I'm contemplating. Your moves you lose, now your hot you gave me. New moves, more dudes, now the top you made me. Same rules, new crews, now the first.
Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome back. I am Van, and we are all the LFR family. And if you're not already with the LFR family, I'm going to need for you to hit that subscribe button right there. Yeah. Go on, hit that thing. Hit that thing. Hit the subscribe button, guys. Hit the like button. Share this joint if you feel so inclined. If you hear something that you really enjoy, or you hear something that's extremely controversial, I don't give a damn. As long as you enjoy it, guys. As long as you enjoy it. Teach me how to react to George Carlin, because I'm assuming that people who are watching this right now are George Carlin fans, and I want to know the right stuff to react to. Also, if you get time, check out my other George Carlin reactions that I've done. I've done a great deal of them. But you can still comment the joints you want me to react to, even if I've done them already. Participating in the comment section is awesome for me. So thank you so much. All right, guys. So we're checking out Euphemisms from George Carlin. All right, y'all ready? George Carlin is a professor, man, and I really appreciate his style of comedy. So I already know him and enjoy it. All right, let's do it.
It's worse with every generation. For some reason, it just keeps getting worse. I'll give you an example of that. There's a condition in combat, most people know about it. It's when a fighting person's nervous system has been stressed to its absolute peak and maximum, can't take any more input. The nervous system has either snapped or is about to snap. In the First World War, that condition was called shell shock. Simple, honest, direct language. 2 syllables. Shell shock.
Shell shock.
Almost sounds like the guns themselves. That was 70 years ago. Then a whole generation went by, and the Second World War came along, and the very same combat condition was called battle fatigue. 4 syllables now. Takes a little longer to say. Doesn't seem to hurt as much. Fatigue is a nicer word than shock.
I love his style of comedy because, you know, I've studied to be a minister, and I can listen to people stand up there and give a sermon or tell a story in a certain way, and I can see the build up, and I respect that. I can see the build up, and I notice something good is coming from it. So already, I'm expecting to hear some stuff that's just gonna blow my mind. Okay, let's go.
Doesn't seem to hurt as much. Fatigue is a nicer word than shock. Shell shock. Battle fatigue.
Shell shock.
Then we had the war in Korea, 1950. Madison Avenue was riding high by that time, and the very same combat condition was called operational exhaustion. Hey, we're up to 8 syllables now. And the humanity has been squeezed completely out of the phrase. It's totally sterile now. Operational exhaustion. Sounds like something that might happen to your car. Then, of course, came the war in Vietnam, which has only been over for about 16 or 17 years. And thanks to the lies and deceit surrounding that war, I guess it's no surprise that the very same condition was called post-traumatic stress disorder. Still 8 syllables, but we've added a hyphen. And the pain is completely buried under jargon. Post-traumatic stress disorder. I'll bet you if we'd have still been calling it shell shock, some of those Vietnam veterans might have gotten the attention they needed at the time. I'll bet you that.
I love that George Carlin is always pro-people, man. He's always pro-people, and especially people who serve. I love that.
But it didn't happen. And one of the reasons is because we were using that soft language, that language that takes the life out of life. And it is a function of time. It does keep getting worse. Give you another example. Sometime during my life, toilet paper became bathroom tissue. I wasn't notified of this. No one asked me if I agreed with it. It just happened. Toilet paper became bathroom tissue. Sneakers became running shoes. False teeth became dental appliances. Medicine became medication. Information became directory assistance. The dump became the landfill. Car crashes became automobile accidents. Partly cloudy became partly sunny. Motels.
The bright side. They pretty things up to make it sound a certain type of way.
Partly cloudy became partly sunny.
Motels
Motels became motor lodges. House trailers became mobile homes. Used cars became previously owned transportation. Room service became guest room dining. And constipation became occasional irregularity. When I was a little kid, if I got sick, they wanted me to go to the hospital and see the doctor. Now they want me to go to a health maintenance organization or a wellness center to consult a healthcare delivery professional. Poor people used to live in slums. Now the economically disadvantaged occupy substandard housing in the inner cities.
How is he able to do this? Still have his comedic timing, still be funny, but be extremely intelligent on top of that. Like, he's not really telling any punchlines. He's just educating people. Is the truth that hilarious? Like, once we realize how weird this world is, and it's broken down to us by professors such as George Carlin, I guess we do find the humor in it, if that makes any sense. Okay, let's go.
Economically disadvantaged occupy substandard housing in the inner cities.
Be smart.
And they're broke.
Be smart.
They're broke. They don't have a negative cash flow position. They're fucking broke. Because a lot of them were fired. You know, fired. Management wanted to curtail redundancies in the human resources area. So many people are no longer viable members of the workforce. Smug, greedy, well-fed white people have invented a language to conceal their sins. It's as simple as that. The CIA doesn't kill anybody anymore. They neutralize people. Or they depopulate the area. The government doesn't lie. It engages in disinformation. The Pentagon actually measures nuclear radiation in something they call sunshine units. Israeli murderers are called commandos. Arab commandos are called terrorists. Contra killers are called freedom fighters. Well, if crime fighters fight crime and firefighters fight fire, what do freedom fighters fight? They never mention that.
I guess it changes because they're not fighting actual freedom, they're fighting for it. Like, firefighters are fighting actual fires. Crime fighters are fighting actual crime. Freedom fighters are fighting for freedom. Okay, let's go.
Contra killers are called freedom fighters. Well, if crime fighters fight crime and firefighters fight fire, what do freedom fighters fight? They never mention that part of it to us, do they? Never mention that part of it.
And that's one of them fallacies that get me cussed out all the time by my wife. When I say certain things that make sense and don't make sense, she's like, but you're using it out of context. You know you're doing it, but because you understand both sides and how people will see it if you explain a certain type of way, then you're going to say it anyway, because some people just not going to get that. Okay, you know what? Yeah, that makes sense. What, they fighting freedom? You know what I mean? So yeah, all right, let's go.
And some of this stuff is just silly. We all know that. Like on the airlines, they say they want a pre-board. Well, what the hell is pre-board? What does that mean? To get on before you get on? They say they're going to pre-board those passengers in need of special assistance. Cripples. Simple, honest, direct language. There's no shame attached to the word cripple that I can find in any dictionary. No shame attached to it. In fact, it's a word used in Bible translations. Jesus healed the cripples. Doesn't take 7 words to describe that condition. But we don't have any cripples in this country anymore. We have the physically challenged. Is that a grotesque enough evasion for you? How about differently abled?
Differently.
I've heard them called that. Differently abled. You can't even call these people handicapped anymore. They'll say, we're not handicapped, we're handy-capable.
I've heard
These poor
that.
people have been bullshitted by the system into believing that if you change the name of the condition, somehow you'll change the condition. Well, hey, cousin, doesn't happen. Doesn't happen.
He's making so much sense right now. He is. He's making a lot of sense, right?
We have no more deaf people in this country, hearing impaired. No one's blind anymore, partially sighted or visually impaired. We have no more stupid people. Everybody has a learning disorder. Or he's minimally exceptional. How would you like to be told that about your child? He's minimally exceptional. Oh, thank God for that. Psychologists actually have started calling ugly people those with severe appearance deficits. It's getting so bad that any day now I expect to hear a rape victim referred to as an unwilling sperm recipient.
Oh my God. Well, that makes sense. The way everything else is going, they might as well say that. They might as well call it that. The way they're putting everything
And
else.
we have no more old people in this country. No more old people. We shipped them all away, and we brought in these senior citizens. Isn't that a typically American 20th century phrase? Bloodless, lifeless. No pulse in one of them. A senior citizen. But I've accepted that one. I've come to terms with it. I know it's here to stay. We'll never get rid of it. That's what they're going to be called, so I'll relax on that. But the one I do resist, the one I keep resisting, is when they look at an old guy and they'll say, look at him, Dan. He's 90 years young.
That's dumb as hell.
Imagine the fear of
That's
aging
dumb.
that reveals. To not even be able to use the word old to describe someone, to have to use an antonym. And fear of aging is natural, it's universal, isn't it? We all have that. No one wants to get old, no one wants to die, but we do. So we bullshit ourselves.
All the time.
I started bullshitting myself when I got to my 40s. As soon as I was in my 40s, I'd look in the mirror and I'd say, well, I guess I'm getting older. Older sounds a little better than old, doesn't it? Sounds like it might even last a little longer. Bullshit, I'm getting old. And it's okay, because thanks to our fear of death in this country, I won't have to die. I'll pass away. Or I'll expire like a magazine subscription. If it happens in the hospital, they'll call it a terminal episode. The insurance company will refer to it as negative patient care outcome. And if it's the result of malpractice, they'll say it was a therapeutic misadventure. I'm telling you, some of this language makes me want to vomit. Well, maybe not vomit. Makes me want to engage in an involuntary personal protein spill.
The dude he's smart, man. He's smart as heck. Shout out to George Carlin. Guys, share me some other joints from George Carlin that you want me to check out. This was dope. I look forward to seeing y'all next one. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, please do so. Share this drink, like this drink. I don't know. Y'all are amazing. I look forward to seeing y'all next video and hopefully inside the Patreon as well. Love y'all.